Hey, everybody. I'm Matt Masur from Clickstream Studios. Welcome to Good News York. Today, I am joined by two incredible ladies that are going to tell us about an organization that's been a staple in the Central New York community for almost 50 years. I think we're approaching 49 plus. Uh, it's called Vera House. And I'd love to just dive right in. And ladies, go ahead and just introduce yourself. And then we'll talk a little bit about what Vera House is.
Sure. I'm Tricia Matthews. I'm the CEO of Vera House. I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary. So I'm happy and fortunate to be leading this charge.
That's great.
And I'm Rebecca Shiroff. I'm the Senior Director of Strategic Partnerships and Intergovernmental Affairs. It's quite the mouthful.
That's a title right there.
It's a title. It is. But I have been with Vera House since August, actually. So I'm the new kid in town. But
That's great.
one of the most fulfilling roles I've ever had, to be honest with you. It's great.
So as I mentioned, you've been around for a long time. So there's lots of folks in the community that are aware of you, but I think there's probably a number of folks who aren't. So if you wouldn't mind,
Sure.
either one of you jump right in and just kind of tell us what your mission and what the organization's all about.
So we're an organization that we care for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. So first and foremost, we're here for everybody, to serve anybody in need, even if they're not ready to flee. 315-468-3260 is our support line, 24/7. We have 2 shelters. We have a team of advocates. We have a prevention education team. We have therapy. We have an accountability program for people who have caused harm and who come through the prison system to help them. We have an abuse in later life. So elder abuse is on the rise. So that's an area we want to talk about growth. Who am I missing? Oh, our SANE program.
Yeah.
Whew. Sexual assault nurse exam. So anytime someone has been sexually assaulted and they end up in one of our emergency rooms, we have a team of nurses and advocates that go out and support that client.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
So,
incredible.
yeah.
How many folks do you have with for you in the organization?
Roughly around 55.
Wow.
Currently, we do have some vacancies, so we're working to fill those. But we have seen an uptick in people applying to Vera House, so
Great.
it's great. So I feel like we can't hire everybody at one time. It would put us underwater. So we strategically kind of work on what position we're going to fill next. And
Gotcha.
we have an incredible team. I'm going to say that. Incredible.
Yeah, and it's very heavy work, what they do.
Very heavy.
So we really push self-care a lot
Mhm.
at Vera House. And, we do events for the staff that really focus on self-care, because it's heavy what they do. The advocates are stories that you'll never unhear and things you'll never unsee. So we're always pushing self-care, very big on that. And unfortunately, our mission says we're going to end it, but unfortunately, I don't see that anytime on the horizon, because when you look at our statistics, which actually I wanted to share some stats with you as far as, and I have to look on my phone here.
No, it's okay.
But in 2025 in review, we had, for example, over 200 survivors housed through our shelters. We had over 255 patients met at the hospital by sexual assault nurse examiners. We had over 4,000 community members and students reached through prevention education, which is huge because that's where it starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Before it begins. Over 5,600 crisis calls received by the advocacy team. That's huge.
Yeah.
And over 400 program completions for the accountability programs, which, as Tricia mentioned, are for people who have caused harm. And sometimes we'll get people say, well, how can you work with, well, let me explain this to you. If you have one person who has abused someone, there's been cases that we've had where it's one person with 4 victims. You get to them after the first one, that's 3 you're not going to have. So it is incredibly important because, as Tricia has said before, you can't arrest your way out of domestic violence.
Right.
It's prevention education, it's accountability, it's all of the things in between. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
If you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit more about the prevention part. What is that program like? What happens there?
Sure. So we have contracts with a lot of the school districts in the school district, college campuses. And so our team goes out and presents on healthy relationships, explaining what sexual assault and domestic violence actually is, right? Some people don't even know. And expressing and explaining that it's in everybody's backyard, right? It's not over there in that other neighborhood. It's in everyone's backyard. And the numbers that Rebecca talks about, that's just the people that came forth. The people that sit in it and just don't know that there's a place to go, right? Or that that's for somebody else. So we talk all the time, 2026 Prevention Education Department, we want to really expand that and grow that. We've been meeting with a lot of the politicians to talk about getting really embedded in the schools on a regular basis, not just when we get invited,
Sure.
right? But it should be part of educating these kids
Part of the curriculum.
every week, and a place for them to go if, so I think we get there and we can check the box that we taught the program, but is it impacting them? And did a kid just see domestic violence at home and then came to school and then our educators are there and they taught the class, but should we be in a resource room where they have some place to go and talk through that and what that looks like so that we can educate them so that they don't become the next abuser?
Sure.
That's where we got to move.
Breaking
fast.
the cycle.
Yeah.
Breaking the cycle.
And that's what we want to talk about through 2026.
Wow.
Because we're not doing enough. We got to do more. I say it all the time, but easier said than done, right? Got to find the funding.
Sure.
Got to hire the right people. You got to hire the right people so that they can impact these young adults, young kids, so that they know, listen, did anyone teach us what a healthy relationship is? No.
Yeah.
You go through the life journey yourself. So I think those are some of the changes that we could, really implement to turn the corner here so that we can do more.
And something also that we say is, it's not just women that are affected by domestic violence. And you don't have to have bruises to be a victim of domestic violence. We just partnered with Safe Space, and they're going to hold it's a women's empowerment group at Vera House. They're going to be facilitating the group at our location. So we partnered with them. And that is a group for women who, they are in a domestic violence situation, but they feel like, well, maybe I don't need Vera House yet because I haven't been hit. We see everyone. There's psychological abuse, emotional abuse, financial exploitation, all of the above. We help all of those people, but we are also working with other organizations that do things like that. And, let's kind of work together and let's bridge the gap. So, but, there are groups for men as well, because men can be victims of, maybe not physical, but certainly emotional, verbal, financial abuse. It happens. So it's something that affects everyone, every socioeconomic background, every gender, everything. It affects everyone. It affects everyone.
So before I jump into a couple other things, I guess on that note, if somebody needs help, what's the best way for them to get it?
Just start with our support line, right?
Okay.
24/7. And, they can come and be a part of one of these groups, right? It doesn't mean that you're ready to leave, but maybe you're going to do some safety planning and maybe you're going to just talk through what it is. Because let's face it, life is hard on a good day, right? Now take someone who, and I'll make all this up. Let's say you don't even have a credit card in your name. You don't have a vehicle in your name. You don't have a home in your name. And now I'm going to leave it. And now I'm bringing my 2 kids with me. And they want to go back because it's my dad and it's my dog and the fish and the guinea pig. And now I'm off with mom in a strange place and we can't even buy a cracker. So we talk a lot about, we have to make it easier. We've got to put all those support mechanisms in place that when some poor soul gets the courage to go, we can make their life easier and more comfortable and to give them hope. Because these are tough situations and it's a dark time for them. And we have to be responsible for that.
Well, it's incredible that there even is such a resource.
Sure. Can you imagine if we weren't here?
Right. Right.
You want to know what keeps me up at night? What if we couldn't sustain it?
Yeah.
And we can't do it on grant funding alone, right? That funding is all That's a whole other topic for another day.
Yeah.
But we need, and for us to do more and hire more staff, we have to find more money to do that.
That's fair.
And to think of all those numbers that Rebecca just rattled off, if Vera House wasn't here,
Mhm.
where
Where
would
are they
those
going?
people go?
Yeah.
And we're competing for funds that some of it's going downstate. No, we got to keep that. We got to keep this service here. It's vital.
Yeah.
Because I see the look on these people's faces. I can't even explain it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now I know you're based in Syracuse. Is there a geographical area that you serve, or?
We do that analysis in our database, and there's about roughly around 30 or 31 little separate communities that we take care of.
Gotcha.
But I think it's because those communities know we're here and know to call us. We have had clients come from other states
Wow.
because of for safety reasons, right?
Sure.
Again, the staff is incredible. To watch them navigate a case, a situation, they come together as a team, they divide and conquer. No two cases are the same. No 2 days are the same. But they know how to navigate the community and the resources. We're very, very fortunate in Onondaga County to have all of the wraparound services that we have access to. And the team knows how to navigate that. They do a great job.
That's great.
Yeah. They do everything from, if somebody gets there, a lot of times they may not have their license. They may not have their, because that
Sure.
abusers tend to take those things away because that's another way of having control.
Sure.
Yes. So no license, no debit card, no nothing. So the advocates help them getting their license again, getting their pass, registering their kids for school, all of these things that we don't even think about, right?
Yeah.
You don't think
Take
about
for granted.
Exactly. You take it for granted. So and that's why I say, we have people that come from every background, because you can have the great house, the cars, the trips, everything. But if you don't even have a debit card in your name, or
Right.
where are you going?
Right.
You have to go to Vera House because you can't even stay at a hotel. So, we do a lot, and it's from beginning to end. And, once they leave us, we also, continue to help as much as we can. But, that's where the funding comes in. Right now we're about 80-20, grants to private. My dream and my role would be to flip that,
Sure.
it's a big dream, but
Yeah.
I love a challenge. So there's that. But yeah, we just need all the support that we can get, because we can't go anywhere. And we are the only certified rape crisis center within how many miles? I don't even know. I mean, I think the next is Rochester. So we're needed here. And if we have an increase in population in this area in the next few years, guess what that means? More people that are going to need Vera House, because the statistics are 1 in 4 women are affected by this. So the more people you get in here, the more people that are going to need our service.
Yeah.
And more sleepless nights.
Correct.
Well, so let's talk about some of those ways that people can help. On top of obviously just donating directly, which is probably the easiest and quickest and best thing for everybody to do, right? But you also have all kinds of different fundraisers, including
Yes.
one that's coming up pretty soon with some cool cars, right?
Yeah. So February 11th at the On Center, it's the Syracuse Auto Dealers Association Charity Preview. And we were fortunate enough this year to be selected as one of the benefiting charities. And there's other amazing charities as well that are benefiting, and a lot of which are we'll work together and do whatever we can to help each other. But yeah, Vera House is one of them, which was such a wonderful surprise.
It's great.
And on our website, www.verahouse.org, if people go on there, right on our home page, they will see SATA. And if they want to purchase tickets, they can do it through that. We also have our gala that's in October. Should know the final date today, as a matter of fact. We have the White Ribbon Campaign Breakfast, which is April 8th at the Downtown Marriott. So
What's that one all about? That sounds interesting.
So April is White Ribbon Campaign awareness, and it's mostly a men-led movement.
Wow.
To end domestic violence, to bring awareness to domestic violence. And we we kick off the month with our breakfast, which is at the downtown Marriott. And, we have speakers. We talk about what the White Ribbon Campaign is. And we try and get as many men involved in raising awareness and talking about, healthy masculinity and trying to end this problem that we have. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes on, but people can also, volunteer. They can, we have people that do donations of care packages. There's just so many ways to help.
What, when you say care packages, what are the types of things that are useful that would be good for people to give you?
Sure. So we're starting a new initiative where we're going to have welcome baskets for the people who come into our shelter.
Wow.
Face masks and a journal. We could take comforters, towels, sheets, all of those things. But the thought is,
Unused, obviously.
yeah. As you, I'm constantly harping that when someone has the courage to go, and let's face it, if you're coming to the shelter, you got no place else to go.
Sure.
When you open that door, to me, it's got to feel like there's hope.
Yeah.
And so, especially when you've taken the courage and now you're going to open that bedroom door and you're going to stay in a strange place, just a welcome basket to provide a little comfort for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's several initiatives that we're going to be looking at in the next year. We have annual corporate sponsorships. So they're partnerships that companies can do with us where for a certain amount, there's the support itself, but there's also things, like tickets to our events and,
Sure.
Social media, all of that thing. Community Bank actually just stepped up big time.
Yeah.
They have come on board as our community room supporter, our community room sponsor, and the community room at our office is the first room where somebody who comes to Vera House will go. Sometimes it's a mom with her kids, sometimes it's just the person themselves, but it's supposed to be the first space that they walk into when they leave that situation. And right now it feels a little clinical. We want it to feel like a home and
Sure.
like a living room, somewhere where you can go in there and just kind of take a deep breath for the first time, probably in years, because you've been living with this fear over your head for so long. So, Community Bank stepped up and they are the sponsor of that room. So we're very excited about that. And there's going to be other opportunities like that for other areas as well, and
Great.
hopefully areas in the shelter as well. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Ladies, the work you do is just truly incredible. And I'm really appreciating you coming in and telling us about it, and hopefully us helping to spread the word.
Sure.
To people that might need your services, but also people that obviously want to support this incredible mission that you have here. So this is great. And just another plug for the most upcoming event. I'm going to get the acronym wrong.
SADA. Yep, SADA. Syracuse Auto Dealers Association. Yeah.
I've attended that event many times, and let me tell you, as charity fundraisers go, it's one of the most unique.
It's a good time.
You get to see all the new model year cars from almost all the dealers, and it's really fun to take pictures of very expensive BMWs you're never going to buy. The great selfies in a couple of those.
Oh, yeah.
And they great everything. It's just a wonderful event.
Yeah. And they get a good turnout too. I
Yeah.
think it's like 800 people or to 1,000 people usually attend, if not more. It's a black tie event, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
But great food, drinks, and it's a really good time. And they split it between the On Center and the War Memorial. So you get to take a little golf cart to the tunnel to go to the other side to see the really, really expensive cool cars.
One part.
Yeah. So it's a great
We have
time.
desserts over on the other
Yeah.
side, so you got to stick
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Those are the goodies.
Yeah, it's a good time. So we're going to be there, and we're going to have a table with information about our services and what we do, and people who will be able to answer questions. And because, again, 1 in 4. So the odds of somebody being at the event that
And it takes a village, right? We say it all the time.
Yeah.
So thank you for being a villager to help push the message forward. I don't think we could do these things enough, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to ask you, what is kind of the most common way that you use right now to get the message out and spread? Do you do a lot of tabling at every kind of event, things like that, or?
So we're trying to switch it up a little bit for
Yeah.
2026 and getting back to the grassroots, because I think that's what Sister Mary Vera did, right? So I think we're working on that, and it's one cup of coffee at a time. We just started a coffee with Vera House to mirror the coffee with a cop. And we had our first one yesterday at recess coffee, which was great, and to see the people that came out and just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing those. Watch for those on our social media. We'll do that once a month. We're going to start doing maybe a happy hour once a month, just to bring people in, just to talk through it, just to get to know each other and have a conversation, and then to bring awareness. And we're going to get back into the churches again, just having some people. I was out in Auburn the other day picking up a donation. And when I talked about Vera House, the woman said, "What is that?" And I thought, oh my God, in Auburn, people don't know what Vera House is. So we got our work cut out for us to get out there and educate people.
Yeah. Schools, faith-based organizations, everywhere, anywhere that we can go. Things like this, raise awareness. And social media. We're constantly pushing our social media because, let's face it, that's, people are like this all day,
Addicted to their phones.
Exactly. So, and I just remind people, I live my life with the mantra of pay it forward. And if you notice, anytime I do anything on social media, my hashtag always has hashtag pay it forward. And I just want to remind everyone that, if you are lucky enough to be in a situation where you're not fearing for your life, where you're not fearing for your kids' lives, pay it forward. It's a blessing, because people never want to be or expect to be in that situation, but somehow you find yourself in that situation.
Right.
So if you're lucky enough to not be in that, think about the people who aren't, and pay it forward in some way.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
mindset. Absolutely. Ladies, last thing I want to ask you is, because you mentioned something, I think you said sister.
Mary Vera.
I'm assuming that's where Vera House comes from. Can you just tell me that?
Sure. So she was a nun back in the day that, found women who were abused and hid them, right? Gave them a place to go and sleep. And, I know that as we've grown, I think about her all the time. We got her photograph, and we just got her a new frame. And so, we have to pay attention to what her drive and mission was from the very beginning. And it's a hefty one, right? Because we've talked about it. It says we're going to end it. And so we got a lot of work to do. So I think about her often to say, I hope she's watching out for us, because
Love that.
we got a big hill to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. What a great icon to focus on there too.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's people like you that help us climb that, because I follow what you do, and you really do. You really do great work, and you bring a lot of awareness to a lot of organizations in the area. And
We try to.
Yeah.
We are Good News York. Like I said, we can
Correct.
stay away from controversy and things like that. And sometimes, though, we get into things like this that aren't necessarily the most upbeat, but at the same time, the idea that there is help for these things is
100%.
best news.
And you have survivor stories, which are amazing. I mean, our shelter director, she's a survivor of domestic violence that was helped by Vera House. And now she runs our shelter and helps these women navigate what she went through. And now
Great job. She does a great job.
yeah, she's engaged, happy, living her best life. And so, when you see those survivor stories, you're like, this is why we do what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
And it's, again, pay it forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Ladies, we could talk about the endless list of programs and how they work and everything, but I think the best bet at this point is to let you get back to it and tell folks to go to the website and check out all of these things. Verahouse.org
Correct.
is the place to go for those things. Check them out and sign up. I'm telling you, this charity preview car event is pretty awesome.
It is.
And the way they support Vera House specifically is buying the tickets through your site, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's one unique thing about it is that it does support so many different
Yeah.
organizations. But go ahead and grab some from Vera House and come out, have some cars and take me dessert.
That's right.
Exactly.
All those good.
Have a good time.
Exactly.
Ladies, any other things we should add? And then I'm going to ask you for your socials and stuff. But anything else that we haven't really covered this morning?
No, just I think the awareness. And everybody knows somebody. So, you don't have to take it into your own hands. Hand it off to the professionals that do this every day. And we're here. We're here to serve everybody. Yeah.
That's the thing. Even if you don't, if you're lucky enough to never need a service like this, knowing that it exists so you can spread the word is huge. That's absolutely great. So, ladies, thank you again for joining us. Come back anytime, especially when we get closer to some of your other events.
Excellent. Yeah.
We'll talk about them and all the good things that you're doing.
Well, thanks for having us.
Love
Really.
anytime.
Thank you. And follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and everything is Vera House Inc. That's our social. So stay up to date with everything through that.
Love it. And one more time, the hotline number.
315-468-3260.
All right.
And that's 24-hour.
Awesome. We'll have all that in the descriptions and notes. Of course, if you're watching this, just look below and all that information will be there. You don't have to try to jot it down as we say it. But check out Vera House and follow along Good News York for all kinds of more of these incredible interviews. We are very close to our move to our new location. So these are some of the final episodes in this studio. It's been fun, but I think the new spot is going to be incredibly cool. So thank you to everybody who's been watching and making that happen, especially our man, Zach from Ads on the Go, our sponsor. GetAdsOnTheGo.com is the address to check out to see his awesome mobile billboard truck. Danny's behind the board. Mike is off somewhere in the Carolinas fishing.
Good for him.
But with that, peace out.